In response to the devastating impact of disasters in Nigeria, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has launched a national mass fatality response plan. This plan aims to enhance the nation's preparedness and response mechanisms, reducing the occurrence and impact of mass fatalities. According to Zubaida Umar, Director General of NEMA, the launch of this plan will significantly strengthen Nigeria's capacity to manage mass fatalities. It will also improve interagency coordination, promote transparency and accountability, and provide dignity to victims and comfort to their families. On Nigeria Today, we shall be looking at the National Mass Fatality Response Plan. Thanks for joining us. I am Ikaria Clinton. With me in the studio for today's conversation is Engineer Mohammed Abdurrahman. He's the Director General, FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. We are glad to have you in Nigeria today.
Thank you very much.
So talk to us, Engineer, the National Mass Fatality Plan. What is it all about, and why is it necessary for a country like Nigeria?
Thank you very much. National Mass Fatality Response Plan is very necessary, but because there will be disaster. Disaster is going to happen, and we are going to lose people. Disaster will happen, we are going to lose people. So, therefore, the dead, what do we do with it? So, this is where the National Mass Fatality Response Plan comes in. It consists of all the departments that will be involved in making sure that the dignity of man is respected. Those people who lost their life, how we are going to make sure we treat them with dignity. How we are going to make sure their family is being considered. So how we are going to make sure that religion right is given to them, the justice is done to them. So all this encompasses in the plan. So it brings together all the departments that need to be there, and somebody have to coordinate. So in this plan, it has already shown us what we need to do, and what we need not to do. You see, every culture have its own way of doing things. The Ijaw people have their own way of burying people. The Yoruba people have their own way of burying people. The Hausa have their own way of burying people. The Christian have their own way of burying people. The Islam have their own. So, all of what during disaster, there's problem, because you don't know who is who in disaster. Everybody is dead. So we need to get a plan. We need to get a concise plan that this is the way we are going to follow, and it must be professionally, and it must follow international best practice. So therefore, Nigeria cannot afford to say we are not going to have a national mass fatality plan. So by having the plan, it will help Nigeria. That means that we belong to international standard in what we are doing.
Okay, can you highlight the major threats or incidents that this plan is designed to address, really?
You see, during the flood, if there's flood, there's going to be disaster on flood, fire incidents, the road accident that we will be having. Just of recent, we have the road accident in Yanya. So a lot of people lost their life. So you don't even know who is who. So are you going to leave the dead just like that? No. Okay. So these are the things the National Mass Fatality Response is talking about. They are going to take care. Who is going to handle what and what? How do we get the people that are dead? How do we get them registered? How do we make sure that justice is done? How do we make sure that a befitting burial is given to them? We consider so many things in anything we are doing. There are so many agencies are involved.
Okay, yes, I was actually coming to that. You talked about documentation of the victims and some other components you just mentioned. So what are the agencies that are involved in this plan, really?
So many agencies involved. NEMA will take the lead.
Okay.
The National Control for Disease, Federal Ministry of Health, Federal Ministry of Communication, Federal Ministry of Communication, then the MASA, Federal Ministry of Airport Authority, and so many like that. All of them were involved in this thing, and everybody has a role to play when disaster, a very big magnitude disaster happen. Everybody have a role it will play. So therefore, there must be a coordinating unit.
So who's the coordinator?
NEMA will coordinate. That's what I tell you. NEMA will coordinate it, and that's why NEMA take responsibility of giving us the mass fatality response plan, and that's what they give us, so that everybody in this book, everybody has his role in this book.
Okay.
You open the book, you read the book, you will see your role. What everybody have to do is in this book. So you go and everybody do participate in. Minister of Environment has a role to play. So everybody have a role to play. Religion leaders have a role to play. So all of us will come together and make sure that yes, we gather the bodies together and make sure that we give them a befitting right, a befitting burial.
Okay. Now, you talked about the roles of different agencies, okay, and bodies. Now, talk to us. How are the different levels of government, talking about the federal, state, and local? How are they? How can they? How are they expected to collaborate under this plan?
Thank you very much. Now that the NEMA have given us the response plan, fatality response plan, it is the duty of the SEMA, that the State Emergency Management, to cascade it down into their state, then the local government, so that the essence is to call all the stakeholders together, and we discuss about the book, that we have mass fatality response plan book. Now everybody will be told what to do.
Okay.
You gather all the stakeholders together, just the way they gathered us together yesterday. All the stakeholders were there, and what we are discussing is that we are discussing the mass fatality response. So it is the duty of the SEMAs to also go down and make sure that they cascade this down, so that at the end of the day, the book, otherwise we will not. We have to take the ownership of this book, and the essence of it is not just a book; it to practicalize it, so that when there's response, we move there. When there's disaster, we move there and do what everybody needs to do. Everybody will go there and do. Everybody know what to do. Then we begin to do what we need to do. It's a practical thing. It's not just a book. It's not a theory. We didn't produce this book because of examination. No, we prepared it for tomorrow. Anything that happen, the disaster that will happen, we are prepared for it. It's part of preparedness of disaster, so that when disaster happen, it's not when it happen you will not be looking for material to use, like the case of Yanyam bomb, of recent accident. We are looking for body bag. We couldn't see body bag. You get to a point that some agencies don't have a body bag. So all these things you will have prepared for it. Everybody, the people that will bring body bag know that yes,
this is their responsibility.
It is important, and this body bag have a expiring date. So you will not bring the one that expire or the one that is contaminated. Anything you need to do, you have done it ready. Nobody is praying for disaster. Nobody is praying for it. But when it happens, you should always have at the back of mind that it will happen. That is the time you will be able to prepare Don't say disaster is your portion. No. It's not, everywhere is not anybody's portion, but prepare for it. So that at the end of the day, you will, that is how the response or the impact of what is going to happen and what is going to be, we are going to see on ground, is going to be limited.
Okay.
That is the essence of a response plan. That is the essence of preparedness. That's the essence of preparedness.
Does the military and the paramilitary have a role to play in this?
That is, all of us have a role to play. All of us have a role to play in this national mass fatality. That is why yesterday you saw everybody was there. All the people that support the road safety were there. Road safety have a role to play. Everybody have a role to, and all the people that are concerned that have a role to play there, they were there yesterday. And what we need to do now is the same as, that is we need to call a stakeholder meeting and also tell our local government that this and this and this you must have in your hospitals. There are some hospitals that can only contain only 5 people. Now, if a big disaster happen, like 20 people happen to die, or 30 people, you need to respond to 20 people. What do? They will be overwhelmed. That will be running skeleton. That is the essence of mass fatality. Depending on the number of the response, or the number of this disaster that happen, or the number of casualties that happen. If it's in a village, and in a village you have bed for only 3 people, and now you have 6 people, it's also it's a mass mortality. It's a mass mortality because already it's more than their capacity. Well, when it is more than their capacity, what do? That is what we are saying here. It's not necessarily that it has to be a big disaster. I don't know, but what to define by a big disaster for you may not be for this for another. In a place, in a village, the disaster may happen that the hospital can only contain only 10 people, and now some incidents happen and 30 people died. So what do? They didn't prepare for 30 people, so it has become mass fatality. So therefore,
so in other words, how do you respond to this? How
do you respond for it?
Okay.
So these are the things we are saying that we have to prepare. The hospitals will recognize where they quickly transfer these bodies to. Maybe a state capital or local government capital, something like that. That we have a bigger equipment to contain all the people. This is what we are saying in the response.
Okay, we are going to take a breather here. The conversation will continue after the break. Don't go away.
The implementation of the ruling is also dependent on another aspect or another arm of government.
Nowhere in the world will allow under digital economy for banks not to be dispensing domestic currency in that economy.
What will make this one different?
We want to know what they do as occupation. All of these are attributes that our questions have been designed to investigate.
In a few days to come, you see that we are all around their own crannies and everywhere in Nigeria, telling people to cooperate.
Welcome to Nigeria Today. Welcome back. This is Nigeria Today, and we are talking about the National Mass Fatality Plan. And of course, I have a gentleman here in the studio. So, Engineer, talk to us about. You've talked about a lot of agencies that are involved in this plan. They all have a role to play. Now, I was wondering, how do you, ensure proper implementation? Because we have quite a lot of, plans, policy here and there. But the problem here is, how do we implement it to achieve, the aim of this plan?
Thank you very much. You see, anytime a book like this is given to us, the best thing is to make sure that first, we make sure we publicize it. Let it be accessible to everybody. So that by going to the NEMA website, you'll be able to access this book. In your office, you have a copy in your office. If you know you are part of the people that are responsible for this mass fatality response plan, then you begin to talk within yourself. What are the things you have put in place? You make sure somebody must lead. Somebody must put you together and say, okay, road safety, if also something happen, this is what and what you will do. Federal Minister of Health, if also something happen, this is what and what you will do. National Center for Disease Control, this is what you will do. Environmental, this is what you will do. Then you begin to talk to everybody and make sure that everybody is aware of what needs to be done. The moment everybody is aware of what needs to be done and they prepare towards it, it's not that when the thing happens, you will not be looking for what and you will not be looking for something to put together. No. You already know. If a disaster happens, who will bring body bag? The person that will bring body bag, we know that yes,
you are in charge.
You are in charge of body bag. What preparations have you done for the body bag? Have you put it in your budget that you want to buy body bag? And making sure that it's there. Even disaster did not happen for 10 years. Do you go from there? You do check it that okay, this has expired. Let me bring another one. So these are the things we call my plan.
Should there be negligence, by any chance? Is there any kind of punitive measure for any group that fails in his or her responsibility?
So these are what we are saying. Somebody, from time to time, somebody should be in charge. Who will be putting all these people together and ask them, what are your plans? What are your plans? It's only when you didn't have a coordinating organization that's when you have problem. But in this case, we have a coordinating organization, that is NEMA. NEMA, you can see the plan they brought for us now is from 2025 to 2027. You can see.
Okay.
So by 2027, this plan is going to be reviewed.
Okay.
It's going to be reviewed. It's not that we just fold our arm and say, okay, we have a plan, so let's fold our arm and be watching. No, it's not like that. From time to time, people must call us back again. NEMA will call us again by 2027 or 2028. Yes, we have reviewed the plan. They will still ask us what you have done.
Okay.
So these are how it's been done.
So looking at the challenges that was faced in the previous plan,
yes.
So they will now review.
They will now review. They will now review. Okay, you supposed to provide a body bag. We didn't see you providing body bag. So you can go to so place, go to local government quarter, maybe chairman, we have a store, a medical store that he has already stored a body bag there. So you call the chairman, okay, in case anything happens. So we are coordinating, we are talking to ourselves from time to time. We talk to ourselves to know the preparedness that we have.
Okay, is there any form of training, retraining, simulations, to put these agencies, ready for these roles?
There's training, retraining.
Okay.
The SEMAs are the ones who are supposed to be doing this retraining.
Okay.
The SEMAs are the ones supposed to be, from time to time, you call the stakeholder meeting. When you call the stakeholder meeting, we will be able to give you the overview of what you have done, what you have not done. Then who is in charge of ambulance? Do we have ambulance in this local government? In case there's maybe how many ambulance do we have? The ambulance is who is to buy fuel into the ambulance in case there's no. So all these things contained in this book. Everything we need to know is inside this book. Okay. So that from time to time, the book, it's not just those, as I told you, it's not just a book. It's a practical things that we need to do.
Kind of action plan.
Action plan. It's a practical thing. It's not just a book that, okay, you want to do it for examination. No. It's a practical things. From time to time, you look at the book. You look at what your equipment, what you have on ground. Is it up to date? You ask yourself. If it is not up to date, 2 years time, they have to ask you test run your equipment and make sure that they are working. So these are the things.
You know, so far you've mentioned the government agency that are involved. How can the private sector and the civil society organizations, have a part or play a part in these, in all of this?
Thank you very much. You can see the International Committee on Red Cross. They are the one who supported NEMA to produce this book. So NGOs have a lot of things to do. NGOs can, from time to time, make sure that the SEMAs or the NEMA, they are on their toes, making sure that the right thing is done. There are some NGOs that is their duty. From time to time, put us together again and ask us. But I'd like what Red Cross is doing. Even before this plan was launched, Red Cross have put us together and tell us on what we are expecting even from the book. So these are the things. So many NGOs to also join the Red Cross to make sure that, yes, they popularize the book.
Okay, now, what are your recommendations in strengthening this plan? Because I asked earlier on, is beyond just having an action plan.
Yes.
We want proper implementation, so that everything that is written in this book would just not be lying in the book, but it will become practical. Just like you rightly said, it's a practical thing. Yes. So what are recommendations in area of strengthening this plan and ensuring that it works?
Thank you very much. First, the NEMA have produced the book. Second, the NEMA should make sure that they popularize the book, put the book in their websites, put the book in the websites of all the agencies that are involved. Make sure that the state governors have the book. Follow up the state governors, because the problem we are facing is the state governors. If the state governors don't even believe in disaster, they don't believe in disaster. They only respond when it happens. And when the disaster happens, we don't call it, there's no preparedness again. So in terms of preparedness, the NEMA used to write letter to each state governor, including FCT minister, to make sure that, yes, we are bring this the book. Tell your SEMAs to organize a stakeholder within your state, within your local government. The SEMAs will go to local government, tell the chairman, give it to the chairman. Chairman, call your people together. Tell them the NEMA bring this book. So we need to, within the local government, you need to call people together and say, if so happen, what do we do? In doing this, we will not have problem. Where we have problem is when people are not keen to into the national program. The federal government is doing a lot. They have produced a very fantastic book that everything contained in this book is for mass fatality response plan. Very fantastic. But when you now go down to the state governors, you go down to state chairman, they are not interested. So this is where the problem is. How do we make sure that the local government chairman, councillors, and the state governors, the state assemblies, they key to this program? That is what we should be looking for. That's my recommendation. Thank
you very much, Engineer Mohammed Abdurrahman, the Director General, FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. Thank you so much for coming on the program and open our eyes to what the plan is all about. Thank you. And thank you for being part of the program. Don't forget, Nigeria Today airs every weekday at 7:30 p.m. on NTA News 24. You can also check out this episode and others on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Ikaria Clinton. Goodbye.